All right.
So let's talk about the corner office to coaching. And this is inspired from my own story and how I realized that there's more to the world than just being in the corporate. I spent 29 years in the corporate world and I didn't realize how much I learned. What I did was I retired at the age of 46. We called it retirement. And I discovered coaching after that. And there's a story behind how I discovered coaching. What coaching did is it taught me the formula and the format on how to share the knowledge I've gained. And that's what this whole thing is about. Why retired executives are finding their greatest impact in business coaching. I grew and developed people all the way through my career, but it's only now that I'm coaching do I really get the reward of what I've learned. Welcome to. So, if you're retiring, approaching retirement, or recently retired, or looking for meaningful work without the grind, and you're done with the contributing, and it's we work in a career and we develop other people and we do all the work for others. Yet sometimes when we stop and we do it for ourselves, it has so much more meaning. So when we look at the opportunity and why coaching could be good for us and why now, you've got all the work, all the knowledge that you've gained over, and you just said decades of working, okay? Being an entrepreneur for decades. Your experience can make a genuine difference in other people's lives while maintaining a sense of meaning and contribution in your own. When you go and you look at developing somebody, and as a coach now, you'll know as well, every time you help somebody, coach them through, and they land that dream job, there's nothing more rewarding than that. You've got lots of knowledge. You've made lots of mistakes in your life, and you can help others do better because of that. It keeps you focused, keeps you balanced, keeps you knowing what you're making a difference still. Your mind keeps working. Often when people have retired, who have had a really successful career, and what happens is they retire and suddenly, for the first few months, everything's wonderful. They go play golf, they go and see their friends they haven't seen for years. But then suddenly they start waking up and going, what's next? I don't have a purpose anymore. This staying at home doesn't work for me. And two things happen. One, they go and start again. Or two, and I don't like saying it, but it's the stats are there. They start dying. They start giving up on life. And why do that? We can work till we're 100 if we had to. You need meaning, you need purpose in your life. Everybody needs it. When I retired, I said, I'll go and paint and I'll spend time with my grandkids. Eventually, my wife said to me, Kenny, go and find something because I'm going to kill you. You're driving me insane. Especially when you've been so busy all your career and suddenly there's nothing. Yeah, you fix the stuff up around the house that you wanted to do for years and never got to, but once it's done. So coaching gives you that. It gives you a purpose. It allows you to coach people anywhere in the world when you want to and how you want to. You decide the hours you're going to work. You decide how much you would like to work so that you can still enjoy the retirement and grow. Executives make great, exceptional coaches. Why? They've had and developed strategic thinking powers. They've learned how to think differently. They've learned how to analyze and how to go and say, right, here's an idea, here's an option. And they have the ability to think about it without getting involved. They've managed to develop people because if they never developed people, they would never have been a great exec. Because Developing people is the number one key to success. They've experienced the world. They know what happens. They understand that today it might not be working, but it's okay. Tomorrow it will. Just keep going with it because they've gone through cycles. So they've understood how different things in the world can affect business. Right now, we've got Donald Trump putting sanctions on different countries. How's that affecting everybody? Now he's looking to reverse some of them because he's seen and understood that those effects have on himself and on the businesses he runs. So regardless of what we've done, we've been there. We've got the, as they say, got the t-shirt to prove it. So using that knowledge to help other business owners is you can't put a price to it. So why Arch Inspirations? I've collected a lot of information over my years. Okay. My emotional intelligence is off the roof. Okay, if I have to say so myself. I think structured and I understand the tools that work and the tools that don't. You know, there's nothing worse than somebody comes along and says, right, here's the whole solution for you, go and implement it. But nothing sustainable. Let's rather implement sustainability, things that work over time, things that have long-term profit, not short-term gain. I'm based in South Africa, but we're busy expanding into the UK and Europe. And ultimately, yeah, coaches shouldn't be alone. One of the most challenging things for a coach is loneliness. Because who do they talk to? I mean, you're not in your head there. Yeah, you know what it's like. You know, who do you run things off? Well, and you're a coach, you're supposed to know everything. But guess what? The reality is, no, we don't. We don't know everything. We're still learning. Every day we're learning. So why not learn with a group of coaches together? And that's what Arch Inspirations is all about. It's an ecosystem of support. You receive a coach partner, okay? Every coach gets access to the Arch Inspirations app. We've built a digital platform that works, that can help with keeping your clients accountable. There's templates, there's actionable plans, everything customized to you as the coach. We help develop and adjust current coaching programs to suit each coach. I don't believe in cookie cutter coaching, where here's a system and you have to follow it, because each coach is different and each client is different. So I don't believe in here's a program, run with it, and when it's done, goodbye, thank you very much. I believe we coach the individuals and we coach people. We don't coach systems. We implement systems, but we don't coach systems. All the different types of business tools, cash gaps analysis, lead generation strategies, business development processes, we've got all of them and we help redesign them to suit you as the coach. Supportive community, coaches together, working together, learning together. We meet up regularly, we understand, we help each other, we bounce ideas off each other, all for the purpose of growing. The vision of the company is very, very simple, and we believe everybody deserves a coach. And when you think about it, there's 88 billion people in the world. How many coaches are there? Nowhere near enough to be able to have a coach for every person in this world. So it's about collaboration and working together. So we've put together 4 different coaching pathways. And really, ultimately, depends on where you are, which tier would suit you best. Startup coach, perfect for those beginning the coaching journey who've just become certified, but don't know what to do next. Okay. You know, when you go through coach training and coach certification, the one thing they don't teach you is how to run your business. They teach you all the tools for coaching, but they don't teach you how to run your business, how to find clients, how to market yourself. The next one we have is the growth coach. Those are for coaches who've been around for a long time. They've either already been certified or they've been working in the executive world 20 plus years. This pathway provides advanced coaching methodologies, client acquisition strategies to build their own thriving coaching practice. The Impact Coach, designed for coaches who are ready to scale their influence, includes systems for team building, passive income streams, and leadership within the coaching community. And then we have the brand partner. Those are partners who have been coaching for a long time, and they would like to build a coaching practice with other coaches underneath them. All of this happens inside the Arch Inspirations brand. So it's a place for you wherever you are in your coaching journey. We put you through an 8-week program, which takes you through how we start off with personalizing your mentorship calls. Okay. We give you access to the app. We call it the AIA app, the Arch Inspirations app. Teach you how to use it, how to access the different tools, etc. We give you all the different templates. We go through the different client management systems and specialized training on offer creation, onboarding your clients. In other words, how do you take your client through the whole procedure all the way through, because our app works from the lead all the way to the end of the coaching journey with the client. And the good news is we don't believe coaching ever ends. There's never an end date. You don't do coaching for 6 months and then it's done. It continues forever. Return on investment for coaching. Most of the coaches recover their initial fees within 3 to 6 months. Clients anywhere between £2,000 to £5,000, and you work it from there. Revenue share, those going into the branding, then we start sharing 15% of the profit there with them. So this isn't just about income, it's about creating a meaningful legacy that extends your influence far beyond your executive careers. Our coaches constantly report that the personal fulfillment and sense of purpose far outweighs the financial benefits for those certainly welcome to. So often people ask me, do I need a certification? No, you don't need certification to become a coach, but it helps you. Can you coach part-time? Yeah, you can have more than one business, not a problem. Remember though, you need to still deliver the results. What will I coach on? You coach on your knowledge, coach on your expertise, what you've learned through your career. Share it, and that's what coaching is about. What if I've never built a business? Don't worry. You're not alone. We'll help you build your business. So let's get real. It's not about starting over. It's about returning to who you are at your core. Coaches aren't made. You're either a coach or you're not a coach. But what we do, we help you share that wisdom that you have. Help you share your leadership skills. We help you pass on what you know. So next step, we can book a session together. We can discuss it and go under no obligation. We'll take 60 minutes. We'll break it down. We'll look at what would suit you best, etc. I'll share the chat in it. So want to build something meaningful? Write your next chapter in your life. That's what it's all about.